all these people talk so eloquently about getting back to good old-fashioned values. Well, as an old poop, I can remember back to when we had those old-fashioned values, and I say, let's get back to the good old-fashioned First Amendment of the good old-fashioned Constitution of the United States, and to hell with the censors. Give me knowledge or give me death. Kurt Vonnegut. Good evening, everybody. I know I did something similar a couple nights ago. I think 3 videos back. Where to go next after the YouTube purge. But this one, I'm just gonna boil it down, make it a little bit easier to follow. So bear with me as I go through my usual spiel. All of my content is for free. You're never going to have exclusive content if you pay certain dollars a month or if you donate. Nope. It's just there. I don't expect to get paid anything. If you like my content and you have some money to spare, a donation would be great. I've gotten $0 via cryptocurrency as far as Bitcoin and Vertcoin here. Since I've had it up for over 18 months, you can always check the blockchain to see how much transactions I've got, and these two have been for me, taking money out of my Patreon account, giving it to Susan Dawson when she needed it, and I disbanded my Patreon account. Vertcoin, you can see I've got nothing there. I've gotten money, thankfully, for people who use Google Super Chat and PayPal.me, and I disclose how much of that I get for that previous month on the first video of the month. And this is PayPal.me was started on September 22nd, 2019. And if you don't have any money to donate, prove the globe Earth and get $15,000 from Zen Garcia, and then maybe give me like a 10% finder's fee. Join the Flat Earth People Finder at zoomtruth.com and get involved. I'll probably hopefully get everything else set up on Sunday. I just need a couple more things and I'll be able to get things fixed. You can always join me on my live streams. I provide a Zoom meeting link, which is a teleconferencing app. You can go on video chat with me with your smartphone or your computer, laptop, whatever you have. If you don't have any of that and you just want to call in, the call-in number is here too, and it's free, toll free. And that's it for the intro. Although I do kind of want to go over a couple things about Kurt Vonnegut as far as the censorship stuff. But you know what? We can do that afterwards. Usually afterwards, sometimes people join in and we just kind of segue off. So sometimes I have to remind people that, hey, this is the end of the what the whole topic was about, and we're just going to transition to other stuff. So let's get started. Now, this one, is about top 5 alternatives to YouTube for content creators. I chopped off the content creators. I gotta redo that. Damn it. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna redo it. All right, so I'm gonna go backwards on the list. And number 5, I'm gonna say Steam it using Vim.tv and DTube. Now, this is complicated because Steemit is a blockchain, okay, and then you've got 2 separate platforms that work with the Steemit blockchain, which is Vim.tv and DTube. Vim.tv streams, but doesn't allow you to upload, and none of the content is there to stay. And then you've got DTube, which you cannot live stream, but you can upload videos. The bad thing about it, and why I keep it at number 5, well, it's still hard to earn any money. It's all based on views, and basically the more people you have following you, the more views you get, the more money you get. It's all weird. All of it shows up on your blog. So I'm going to show you something real quick. So this is what Steemit looks like, dark mode. And this is just kind of the blog. The problem with Vim.tv, because all I do is I stream it. And if you're using Vim.tv, which I use to stream, you can get this gets updated to your latest, right? But you can't upload like a logo image, like before you clicked on it, you know, my video had an image of what the topic was with some images and stuff like that. And none of the video exists anymore here, and it also never exists anymore anywhere else. So if you want to go ahead and watch it, you can't click here to watch the live stream. It only goes to the actual live stream. It doesn't go to the actual video. So that's a big drawback. And so people who go here, they're like, well, I have to catch it live. I can't watch it anywhere else. So the best thing to do is use DTube to upload the video, and then it'll stay here and it just reverts to going to the DTube video. Now, you have to pretty much choose. Either you're going to live stream and none of it stays around, or you're just going to have to upload, and then you can upload different things. So and there's also some things where DTube is kind of might be working away from Steemit blockchain in some ways. I don't know the details. So you always have to keep up with the drama of what's going on between all these different platforms using a blockchain such as Steemit and cryptocurrency blockchains and all this other stuff. You're going to be a little bit scared for it, but you know, it does have its rewards if you've got a lot of people who are using it. So there's that. There's that is number one. I went to number one way too quick. All right. So that's why I hate doing lives. Doing it live. All right, so that's Steemit using Vim.tv and DTube. You're gonna have to pick one or the other, Vim.tv and DTube, if you're gonna utilize Steemit. And probably the best bet is just to upload stuff off of DTube and not use Vim.tv until Vim.tv works a little bit better and they don't take you directly to live stream, or you know, there's just a lot of work to be done. So I'm just not going to worry about that right now. There's plenty of others to talk about. BitChute is the next one. Now, I don't really upload. It's just another uploading service with BitChute. You can't live stream, so it's limited there. It's not a blockchain. You really don't get any money for it. It's just, if you want content to stay around, it's there. You could tie it into YouTube. As far as I know, I don't know if you could tie it in anywhere else, but sometimes you don't even need to do anything and videos will pop up there. So for example, I haven't uploaded anything to BitChute in a long time, but a lot of my videos are there. I wouldn't say all of them, but a good chunk of them, and so that's kind of good. Other people who find a video and want to seed your videos to put it on BitChute, they can do that. And I because I've been shadow banned by YouTube, I actually have a lot more views on BitChute than I do on YouTube, which is a little bit funny, isn't it? But anyways, not all the time. Like some of these I have less, but right, I'm streaming everywhere. So if you're watching me, I'm streaming on DLive, I'm streaming on YouTube, I'm streaming on Periscope, I'm streaming on Vim.tv, and I'm streaming on Twitch. So I'm streaming on 5 different platforms, and I'm uploading, which I'll get to next, on my number, let's see, let's keep that up. So that was number 4, BitChute. Now and that, I would say number, hello, come on, why is that not showing? Come on, you gotta be kidding me. Sometimes I need to figure out Why that's not working? Give me a second here. My hotkey is working, but I'm not getting what I need here. Come on. Let's go. You saw it before. Why aren't you seeing it now? Oh, because the overlay, I think. I gotta move that up. Nope, that doesn't work. Give me a second here. Transform, copy, transform, transform, paste, transform. I don't know why it's not showing up. Let's try it again. No. All right. Well, what it's supposed to be is no, that's not showing. There you go. Huh. All right. Well, it's library. LBRY. Sorry it's not showing up. Can't do anything about that. So I'll take you over to library real quick. Now this is another blockchain. And it's kind of, well, you cannot live stream, so that's the downside. But when you upload, it's going to stick around until the blockchain stops. So if you're worried about censorship, well, library, you're going to be okay. Now, the problem with library is that it still needs to work out the kinks. And basically, you download a desktop and people watch through the desktop as long as it has an internet connection. And it's cryptocurrency, so you gotta save your stuff pretty good. And you don't really make that much. However, there's a couple of bonuses here. Aside from a lot of things not working out pretty good. For example, my publishes, they all say it's 6 months ago, but that doesn't work quite well. And sometimes, depending on the versions, you may not have your logo to show up correctly on your videos. And comments don't quite work that great here. You don't get any notifications. You spend LBC, which is the cryptocurrency, to publish. If you want to publish it with your name attached to it, the @ebonkim, otherwise it's anonymous. But you can get a lot of rewards where it just kind of mitigates all that. Now, one thing that's very beneficial for people moving off of YouTube, or you're still going to use YouTube, but you want a place to store your content, well, what they do is they give you rewards. So what you can do is you could sync your channel, your YouTube channel, and all your videos, and it starts to I think you're able to watch them on library. I'm not 100% sure, but here's the thing. You get rewards. For example, I have 1,880 subscribers, 929 videos. My expected rewards is 1,000. I already claimed it, and you get your details here. So you can go there, put your channel name, claim it, and you'll just connect it, and you go through all that. It's pretty straightforward. I know a lot of people have like 50,000 subscribers. Now, what you end up doing is when you're transferring all your subscribers and your videos over, you get LBC tokens, your library tokens. So that's equivalent to $215.90. I got basically almost $9, a little bit over $9 for my content and my subscribers. So there is a little bit of an upside if you want. Basically gain cryptocurrency. And basically what I do is I stream everywhere, I upload everywhere, so all my content's anywhere where you can find it. And it's a little bit of a hassle because there's a lot of prep time that I use, and but most of my prep time is making the video anyway. But like, for example, this video, this live stream I'm doing, I'm still going off the cuff of my pants, seat of my pants, whatever that saying is. And it took me about 2 hours to prep. And but afterwards, I don't want to do anything. Afterwards, my video is done. I'm live. If I made mistakes, I made mistakes. But pretty much, what you see is what you get wherever this is uploaded. And so that's a good part of LBRY. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask questions either now, or maybe you want to send me an email or hit me up on Twitter or wherever, right? Okay, so number 2, DLive. So number 3 was LBRY. Number 2 is DLive. DLive is great for live streaming. You got big names who left YouTube going to DLive. But those big names, well, they're big names, so they end up becoming partners with DLive. So you have to have a certain number of followers on DLive, otherwise your content expires after 3 days. If you have a big channel on YouTube and you want to go to DLive, because DLive at least has streaming, right? You can live stream there. The problem is you're not going to have that content stay on DLive unless you become a partner and you have a certain amount of followers. The great thing about DLive though is they can chat with you. You can interact with them just like on YouTube, and it's on a blockchain. So if you have it around, until they take it away from you, which of course is control of the developers, the blockchain, your content is still there. Whether or not it's seen or not is all based on the team. So yeah, there's, even though the concept of decentralization and blockchain technology is there, DLive is basically in the hands of the developers, and you can't do anything about it, right? And you do get cryptocurrency, Lino, that's what it's called, or Lino, I don't know the exact term. So there's that. So the biggest downside to it is that your videos, you can't upload until you become a partner. Your videos don't stay around until you become a partner. So those are the major drawbacks. If you're like me and you have a small channel, you don't have a lot of following, and it's hard to get a following. Basically, you have to be live streaming enough where it gets people's attention. They want to follow you. So that is the problem with DLive. And also, you don't have description boxes. So every time you make a video and you want to put links down for people to go ahead and follow, to look at source material and things like that, well, DLive is not going to have any of that. However, if you use DLive to live stream and tell people that if you want to see your video again or other videos that you have that no longer appear, tell them to go to LBRY. And then LBRY is where you upload, and you're able to they're able to see all of your material on LBRY. But for me, I just go ahead and restream and upload as many places as I can. Also, another part with LBRY that I mentioned in another video is whenever you publish a video or upload a video on LBRY, and with LBRY you do get to have a logo, you can upload a thumbnail, and you can put description links and everything like that onto your videos, so that part is good. However, it fills up your C hard drive. Whatever operating system hard drive you have, it's going to put a lot of files there. The bigger your videos, the bigger the files. You don't need them, so if you know where the location is, you can go ahead and delete all those files, and you'll free up gigabytes worth of hard drive space. For me, I was having this problem. It's like, what's going on? Why is my hard drive filling up? And it was because of LBRY. So still, you use LBRY and you use DLive in sync. You've got a great live streaming service, and you've got a great place to upload your videos where you're not going to get censored, and people can find your videos on LBRY for as long as it's the blockchain is there. All right, looking at BitChute DLive should merge, maybe. Hey, I had port from co-op. All right, so last one, and no, I didn't get to see Stalker yet. I was planning to yesterday, didn't get to it. I will one day. All right, so no, gotta move back. Sorry. And number 1, Twitch. Sorry for that snafu. Sometimes never mind. All right, Now, Twitch I recently used, and I looked a lot more into Twitch, and so far I am liking it. Their censorship that you find on YouTube isn't there on Twitch, at least not yet. Um, it's not blockchain technology. You get a lot of content there, which you would think would be copyright struck, but it's not. And well, it's pretty good. I mean, you're live when you live stream. People can watch your video while you're live streaming. When your live streaming is done, your video stays there. I haven't been on it for too long to know how long, but so far, I think it stays there indefinitely. So if you just kind of want to focus on using Twitch to be your main source of your content, where you live stream and you upload things, that's great. As far as monetization, see, that's the thing. You don't get cryptocurrency coins that might be worth something in future or worth something now. Basically, I think you get money for the subscribers that you get. If people want to subscribe to you and get certain perks and things like that, they had to pay almost $5, $4.99 or something like that. And you don't get that $5. I think it's like 75-25 or 50-50. So you get a small chunk of it. Twitch gets the majority of it, and there you go. And as you work up the ladder, I think you are some sort of an associate, and then you end up becoming a partner. The problem with being a partner is your content is exclusively with Twitch if you want to reap the rewards of being a partner to Twitch. So, for example, I restream everywhere and upload everywhere. So if I ever have enough of a following, I guess, to just be exclusively on Twitch, well, I have to stop restreaming everywhere and uploading everywhere, and all my content would be exclusive to Twitch, and that's how you would make your money. So if you're someone who's looking to make money and not worrying about censorship too much, then Twitch would probably be the number one. If you are just wanting to live stream, interact with others, and have people watch your videos and not worry too much about being copyright struck and your videos taken down, it's a good place, but that may not last forever. And as far as so that's kind of the breakdown. I put Twitch number one just because of you can get money just based off your following. If even if you're not looking for it, that's where you can get it. Your videos, you don't have to worry about it after your live stream. It still exists there. People can watch your old videos. I don't know how far back that can be done, but I guess you'll just have to find out on your own. And I didn't go into usability at all. So I mean, there's a lot of the usability as far as content creators, it's gonna kind of exist the same throughout. But again, just like my number 5, which was Steam It, you're gonna either use Vim or DTube, all this other stuff you're going to be confused about, but hopefully this video clears it up for people who want to know kind of, all right, I need to start moving away from YouTube, or start streaming somewhere else. Where do I go? But also, if you're like me, you can go ahead and restream to multiple places. What I use is restream.io, and it's a free service. The only thing that you pay for is if you want to add a second channel. For example, you have 2 Twitch channels, you have to buy a subscription to add an extra channel on Twitch. But how many people are going to do that? And Facebook. So some people still use Facebook, and if you want to use restream to Facebook, you're going to have to pay an extra amount. There is a manual way of restreaming to Facebook, and it's not very hard, and you can easily do that, but it takes a second setup of whatever live streaming device that you use. I use OBS. I also use a second computer dedicated to it. You don't have to. You can have 2 OBS sessions up. The problem with having 2 OBS sessions up, if you're using all these special things like that, right, you're going to have both OBS sessions do the same thing. So what I end up doing instead is having one OBS session. That's my master. So not my, you know what I'm talking about, like that's my my main OBS session, my main stream, live stream. Now what I do is I restream it on another computer with its own OBS session with its keys, and that can either go to Facebook or another place. So basically I use it for Vim.tv, but I'm thinking of getting rid of the whole Vim.tv and just uploading via DTube. Who knows? I think I just like using Vim.tv just to see how it is, how it changes and things like that, because maybe it'll get better. I mean, I'm kind of in that weird space where I live stream everywhere where a lot of people don't, and so I get a lot of exposure to all these different platforms. So I mean, sometimes someone will recommend me something else and I go, okay, I'll add it to the list. So I'll add it to the list. Now, you don't see me putting on YouTube for live streaming just because the censorship is so bad there. They do a lot of weird stuff, shadow banning you or taking down videos. It doesn't matter if it's your video, if your account and your videos are demonetized. Like my main channel on my YouTube, it's monetized. My backup channel, it's demonetized, or I make sure it's not monetized at all for any videos. If YouTube doesn't want a video based on the content, it doesn't matter if you're monetized or not. They're going to block it on both profiles, on both accounts. So that's YouTube for you. Now, I do also restream on Periscope, which is owned by Twitter. The problem there is sometimes they'll block your stream, block your videos, and you don't get any notification on it. You can't do anything about it. It just happens. So and then you'll get that live streaming capability back. So I think for a while I wasn't able to it doesn't say anything on Restream that Periscope wasn't live streaming. It just says it's live streaming. But if you go to Periscope, it's not. The videos aren't there. I think it was 3 months that passed, and I noticed, hey, what's going on? So I logged back in, and all of a sudden, my video is live streaming again after 3 months. So they'll block you. They'll temporarily ban your live streaming, whatever. You get no notifications. You get no notices. You don't get any idea of how long it takes. So Periscope, maybe way back in the day, but nowadays, no, I don't recommend Periscope live streaming or putting your videos up there for content. But it ties in well with the social media for Twitter. I'd say that's about it. So it's not even an honorable mention, but I mentioned it anyways. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. That was a 30-minute or less explanation of the top 5 alternatives for content creators. If you're a watcher and you want to just look at content, well, you're just going to have to find where the content creators you like are and go there. And it can be a bit of a mess. It's like, you want to watch some people, but they're going to be at DLive. You want to watch some people, but they're just going to put videos on LBRY. There's other people that aren't on any of those. You have to watch them on BitChute or Twitch or whatever. So you just kind of have to go everywhere. And I think one of the things that may matter to you or not is notifications through email. So LBRY is good. Whenever something is uploaded, you can get notifications just like on YouTube that someone uploaded a video. So that's a plus. DLive, I don't think you have that. As number 2, DLive, when someone goes live, you don't get any notification through your email. You can get your notification through your app if you have it on your smartphone to watch it. But you're going to miss out if it's ended because you won't be able to play back after 3 days. So that's the minus there. Twitch, on the other hand, you do get email notifications, so that's another plus. As far as Vim.tv, DTube, and Steemit, I don't think so. BitChute, I don't think you can get email notifications either. I think you might be able to do that, but it's not by default. So it's just some of the things to note, as far as sometimes you just want notifications that a new video is up from somebody that you subscribe to. So I think that's not very hard to implement. So even if one of these platforms you have don't have it, or someone's within a specific platform that you watch and you wish that you had notifications that they had a new video up or they're live streaming, I think those platforms are eventually going to allow that to happen, or maybe you just have to muck around with your settings for that platform and get those email notifications. All right. So thank you for joining me. That's really it. I mean, we are at an interesting time where we've got a lot of censorship going on. And, so some of these things that I was reading, so every time I do one of these videos, I get a quote of the day. And one of these is by Vonnegut. This is at ncac.org. He's pretty adamant about not having any censorship as far as all the stuff, all the places where he was associated with, and all this, whatever that you have against him politically or whatever. He was still adamant about free speech and non-censorship, and got to give him credit for that. And they did it with books. Now they're doing it with videos. They're doing it with social commentary. They're doing it with social media. They're doing it everywhere, really. I mean, they don't really care about books. Nobody seems to buy books anymore. The content that you can watch by just everyday people talking about anything, even if it's not racist or misogynist or anything, or hate, you don't get to decide whether that the content is that or not. People who are in control of the government, control of the corporations, control of whatever, they dictate whether or not your content is something or not, and you have no say in it. So this level of censorship is pretty bad. People don't really notice it because they're not caught up in it. And a lot of people, what are you talking about censorship? Yeah, they're just censoring people who are horrible and all this other stuff. And it's like, have you watched some of the content that they're stopping? It's like, do you actually know what's going on? They don't. So I thought I'd read a little bit more stuff on Kurt Vonnegut. In Kurt Vonnegut's words, it's basically a lot of quotes. I think that'd be kind of a nice thing to do. And see what he thinks. See if you agree or not. Excuse me. All right. Vonnegut said his goal was to catch people before they become generals and senators and presidents, and poison their minds with humanity, encourage them to make a better world. I like that. People think poison is bad. And, if you're saying poison their minds, but, that guy was a literary figure. He likes to play with words, but in this context, it's a good thing. All citizens are entitled to hear absolutely any idea anyone from anywhere may care to express, he said. And where did I get the notion there was such an incredible entitlement? I got it from the junior civics course that was given in 7th grade at Public School 39 in Indianapolis. I don't like the specific words. I mean, entitlement, shouldn't that be right? Fundamental right, but I digress. That's Kurt Vonnegut for you. All these people talk so eloquently about getting back to good old-fashioned values. Well, as an old poop, I can remember back to when we had those old-fashioned values. And they say, let's get back to the good old-fashioned First Amendment of the good old-fashioned Constitution of the United States. And to hell with the censors. Give me knowledge or give me death. It's the same thing every time. They ban something in mind, the ACLU jumps in, loses the case in the lower court, and wins the appeal. After all, he stresses optimistically, they can't win. What they're doing is unconstitutional. Hi, we need critical thinking. How's it going? I thought about having my own website, and it's not that hard to do, but I prefer. Here's the thing: I would be so focused on working on my own website and getting things how I want there, and setting up a streaming service, which would cost money, and having my content up there. But when I die, no one's going to keep up the service for the URL, and no one's going to be able to access any of my stuff. Best thing to do is let it just filtrate out to as many platforms as possible. People will download it, save it. Or maybe some of these places will keep it around forever. At least my kids will be able to go on when they're old enough. I mean, a lot of these platforms, even if they're dying, are still going to be around for a couple of years. So that's why I don't put anything on, like my own little website and stuff like that. I mean, there are figures that I know of that they can have that stuff when they've passed away and they've died. But some people, especially when they mysteriously die, all of their work is just gone. If they didn't publish it anywhere else instead of on their own website, it's done. It's gone. It's on whatever server that they left it on, and no one can get it. No one has access, not even their family members, unless they have the credentials. And even then, they might not be able to get access to it even then. So that's why I don't have the idea of putting it on your own website, especially stuff that's for the public and free. And it costs money to host your own website, to have your own URL and all this other stuff. And I barely make any money off of this. There's only one person that's donated a good chunk of money, but I probably have less than $500 worth of total donations over 3.5, 4 years of doing this. I mean, these hour-long videos. Yeah, not worth it. I can't host a website, even though I have the hardware for it. No, it's too much money. Let's see. Well, the telling of jokes is an art of its own, and it always rises from some emotional threat. The best jokes are dangerous because they are in some way truthful. Say what you will about the miracle of unquestioning faith, I consider a capacity for it terrifying and absolutely vile. I think I know why people wanted to censor him. I think that novels that leave out technology misrepresent life as badly as Victorians misrepresented life by leaving out sex. Good stuff. The main business of humanity is to do a good job being human beings, not to serve as appendages to machines, institutions, and systems. In Palm Sunday, he wrote satirically about the attempts to censor his works. About the First Amendment, he wrote, "How could a nation with such a law raise its children in an atmosphere of decency? It couldn't. It can't. So the law will surely be repealed soon for the sake of the children." Ah, for the children. He was one of those that knew. From the Zanesville Times Recorder article, now more than ever, Vonnegut needs to be read. We need critical thinking. Blockchain the content. Well, the thing is, with blockchains, you need people to use hardware to keep the blockchain going. So, heck, I barely have enough people to. That's not even reaching double digits watching live. They're not gonna be able to support running a blockchain. No, I'd need hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are subscribed to me. And maybe a tenth of them might be able to run something on the blockchain to get something going in cryptocurrency. But heck, nobody's donated any cryptocurrency except for those that are on DLive, and thank you for those people who are on DLive. So yeah, I'm not a good idea either. It's not that I didn't think these things through. We need critical thinking. It's just not worthwhile. Let's see. I doubt that literature has ever triumphed over repression. I think of Hitler in his bunker with a pistol at his temple and with the Red Army only a few blocks away, and I have to admit that the overthrow of a tyrant is not a literary enterprise. Literature has, however, encouraged some repressed people to behave as proudly and honorably and humanely as possible under the circumstances, and it has suggested to them models for a better society and better citizens should the tyranny be overthrown. From the okay. Oh, my dog is not a humanist. Anyways, I used to read a couple of his books. Some good books. I'm not a huge fan, but he had some good stuff. And his support for First Amendment and non-censorship, I agree with 100%. All right, so that's it. I think I'm calling it a night. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed and tired. I might play a few games. Whether or not I stream those games, I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, no one's hopping on to chat, so I shall bid you adieu. Good night.